Summer's fun time, but it can be stressful for parents trying to schedule kids and find the right balance of activities. Experts say it is also important to give kids time to decompress. Amy Schwabe wrote an article about this very topic for June's Metroparent Magazine. It's called Scheduled versus Laid Back Summer, Balancing Activities with Simple Summertime Fun. Hi, Amy. Great to see you. I think this is such a good thing to be talking about because I find scheduling summer to be so stressful as a parent because you want your kids to be busy. You don't want them to be on a screen all summer, but you also want to give them time to just relax.
Right. And I found that when I was talking to people for this article, it seemed like everybody would start out kind of waxing nostalgic about, oh, just lay around, watch the clouds go by. But then everybody got really practical really quickly and were saying, you know, it's not always possible to do that, and it's not always desirable, like you said, with the screen time and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the trick is finding that balance. Interesting who you talked to in terms of putting together this article. So you talked to a psychologist, you also talked to a pediatrician, a local pediatrician, and then some people who are into planning and doing things for kids during the summer, like the museum, as an example, right? Let's talk about some of the bullet points in your article. First of all, researching summer childcare. You say this is important.
That was interesting. I talked to a child care director actually at Penfield Children's Center, and she was talking about how when you go into choosing a child care, you don't always think about what's going to be going on during the summer. And a lot of child care situations have every day they're doing a field trip and things like that. And for some kids that's great, but for other kids who kind of want to relax more, there are child care centers that will do more like a relaxing day and kind of mix things in there with it. So it's good to look into that before you commit to it.
Right, to know what sort of the plan is for summer rather than just looking for a reputable place, but kind of understanding a little bit about how they're going to spend their day, I think is really good. I like your idea of planning a summer bucket list. You can put some things on the list and maybe consult the kids too. Like, what are some things that you've always wanted to see or do?
Right, and I think that gives them I kind of said like structured relaxation. Like we can do something relaxing, but let's just make sure that we have, like we know what we're going to do all day, because otherwise it can seem overwhelming. Like I don't know what's going to happen and I just get bored.
Yeah, and I think if they're part of the process and planning, they're that much more likely to be engaged and to enjoy it, which I think is good. And varying your week's activities is good too. You know, you talked about someone at the Milwaukee Public Museum who said, you know, kind of spacing things up. So if you go to the library, you have some structured time, or you're doing something, you know, mix it with, give them an hour of screen time, and then maybe also give them, you know, time to read a book. You know, make sure that they have a few different things to do.
Right, and that's important with the kids' personality too, because I have two kids, one who's always, what are we doing next? What are we doing next? And the other one just wants to sit around and read. It's like, well, let's give them both the chance to honor their personalities.
Yeah, we're looking at some pictures of your kids too. I know you have two. They're super cute. And it's fun to be outside. And I think that's one thing too that we know now. There's been a lot of research about the value of getting outside, being in nature, not being inside, you know, all the time. You also say integrate some staycations.
Yeah. One thing is parents who work during during the summer, I think a lot of times when they have vacation, they want to kind of pack in, oh, let's go do these vacations, let's do these. But for kids who've been in daycare all day, sometimes they just want to stay home. And like the psychologist I talked to, she said chill time is really important for kids, especially in summer after they've had a stressful school year.
Because there's burnout nowadays with kids. You know, there's a lot of pressure in school with, you know, you talk about it, AP classes and the pressure to perform and have success in school. You say follow your kids' leads. And I like what you said about how your kids are different. One likes to read books and then the other is a go-go planner type.
Yeah, and I find like I'll tell my younger daughter, who is the go-go-go person, okay, you have to give your sister some time now. We've spent the morning doing things for you. We've gone these places. We've done this. Now you have to give her time to relax and, you know, get out the Legos and get her doing something while her sister can read.
Yeah, I think that's good. And I think it's good for kids to have to accommodate a sibling or friends or somebody or parents or somebody else. It's a good thing to teach kids that you have to take it, you know, part of your consideration needs to be what someone else wants to do, which is fantastic. I love this article, Amy. Thanks for being here and sharing it with us. People can read it online. It's in the June edition of Metroparent Magazine, metroparentmagazine.com. You don't know what page it's on, do you?
I don't know the page number, no.
People people can look it up. I love reading it online because you
Yeah.
can actually see the pages flipping,
Right,
which is awesome.
right.
Great to see you again. Thank you so much.